Jim, as a restaurant owner also, I'm sure you don't want to hear somebody suggesting that now we've got salmon problems where it's coming in on a chopping block, but this is kind of, endemic of how skittish this market is.
Well, you hit it right on the head, too, because, there is a lot of data that came out over the weekend, including the lowest fatality number in our country since March 26th. Yes, there are some places that are spiking up, and it's definitely concerning, but it hit the market at a time where we were pricing in a lot of good things at the beginning part of the last week. And my belief always was that, yes, there was a lot of Fed accommodation. There was a lot of economic stimulus that was behind the move to where we were. To go beyond that, to challenge the highs or can go beyond the highs, I thought we needed some real live economic data or some real live belief that the virus was definitely behind us. We're not getting that. The new data is obviously that it's definitely not behind us, particularly the worry and how quickly people could become worried is really what's going to become the operative thing here. So that, I believe there's going to be a pullback. I believe it's going to be down to about 2,800 in the S&Ps, which will represent 15% from the highs. I'm not of the camp that we're going to the lows again. I think that we're just not ready to go to the highs until the story changes.
Yeah, and what's got to change about the story, particularly, Jim?
Well, a cure would be great. A vaccine would be great. A belief now.
Absent that.
Everyone's talking about. Absent that, I think we just got to see the consumer beginning to come back. We have retail sales tomorrow, and it's probably too early in this sequence to really get anything from it. But if in the next 2 or 3 months, and this kind of thing is going to take a long time before we believe that the economy really is on good footing. I know we've seen some good numbers, just anecdotally from restaurants and things like that in states that have reopened. But I think it's got to be a little more sustained and a little more real.
Yeah, I mean, listen, people say don't look at the cases, only look at the hospitalizations, look at the bed capacity, look at the ICUs. I mean, the case growth rates have been fairly steady of about 2 to 4%, much lower in New York and New Jersey, places that have had a bigger outbreak initially and then a harder lockdown. What specific data points do you look at the most closely, Jim?
With the virus itself, it's definitely, like you just said, a lot of people post case rates. But if case rates are going higher, and this is just my thumbnail analysis to try to figure out what's going to worry people or not. I'm not in the medical field at all. But case rates go up, if fatality rates are going down and hospitalizations are going down. We had just in Georgia, when they opened their lockdown 51 days ago, they had 4,500 people in hospitals. They opened their lockdown 51 days later, they have 800 people in hospitals. So something's going very well there. Yes, it's confusing when you look at all these things as somebody's trying to analyze it and seeing if people are going to get worried. Everything about this is confusing. So the one thing I would stress, though, is that for me, just seeing new daily cases does nothing for me because everyone's been increasing testings over the last couple months. I'm not sure if that's going to continue over the next month, but that to me is a silly data point. Hospitalizations and daily fatalities matter because daily fatalities also are part of how we're learning how to treat this and then will ultimately be a huge part in the fatality rate.